Welcome back to the shop. All right, today we're working on 2015 GMC Sierra 1500 Z71. A friend of mine came in with this truck, killing the front tires. It's wearing them severely on the inside on both sides. So I got it up in the air, did the wiggle test. Tire rod ends are tight, but as you can see, got some play in the top ball joint. Tires are wearing down pretty dramatically to the inside. Alignment's out, the steering wheel's crooked. The passenger or the driver's side's even worse. All right, so you can see this side. Whew, man, it's really bad. The other side's close to that, but this side's a lot worse. See that? That ball joint has a lot of play in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace the upper control arms that have the ball joints already installed in them, and then he's going to go get front tires and alignment for this thing. My alignment machine's on the fritz. I could probably make it do the alignment, but it takes so long to get this old machine up and going, and it's hard for me to do them, especially on these big trucks in here. So he's better off taking it somewhere with better machine than I've got. This thing is ancient. I mean, I can do cars, but I really need to clean my turn plates that the wheels sit on, and I got a bad cable on one of my heads. It's hard to get it to stay in position, and if it pops out, you got to restart everything. You got to recalibrate the heads and measure caster and all that stuff. It's a pain in the butt. So it's just not worth me doing them in most cases. So I suggest that he takes it and just get an alignment at somewhere that's got a more up-to-date equipment. At the same time he gets his tires done. So we're gonna get the control arm, get these wheels off, get the control arms out, and pop those new ones in. All right, so that's where your upper ball joint lives. It lives in this upper control arm. This one is a cast iron. He's got a shock leaking just a little bit too. It's not super bad yet, but it's definitely losing its fluid. I told him about that, so we'll address that at a later date. But we're gonna go ahead and get this thing broken down. That 10mm off there, it holds the brake line and the ABS sensor line. I'll take the 18mm nut off the upper ball joint. All right, these are your 21s. I hope I don't have any problems getting this one out with this strut in the way. We'll see when I gotta go slide it out, because the bolt slides this way towards this spring, and I don't have much room in between that head. That may be a problem. Ooh. Hope not. I hope it's not too bad a one. These normally have a plastic piece that holds the alignment into factory specs, but this thing's looks like it's had a level up kit put on it, which usually raises them like 1.5 inches, 2 inches, with a spacer on top, and that is probably why they knocked these out, so they could get the alignment adjusted properly. You can tell this one's been moved dramatically. And that bolt was not super tight at nut, so it could have been walking a little bit in there. Since the last time it had an alignment, it may have worked itself loose. It's very possible. All right, so we're gonna get the nut off this side. Threading the nut back on just a little bit, and we'll give this a little tap. It's about to hit the spring. I got a long way to go. Yeah, we're on the spring on that one. Even with it slid all the way back in its hole, it's not really looking like it's going to go. joint out. Alright, well that's popped off, but my dang pickle fork's stuck on there. There we go. Yeah, maybe I can sneak that out of there. Come on, baby. Slide back. Shenanigans. Oh boy. Yeah. All right, so this is one of those learn from my mistake situations. I've got this thing on my drive-on rack and it's jacked up under the suspension and I need that to go lower so I can get this to fully droop so I can either remove this or loosen it where I can get this bolt out. This bolt's hitting the coil spring, nothing I can do to get it out. I can get it close to being out. I slide it back. Well, I mean, it ain't even close. It really isn't. It's got to go. It's still got something sticking out of this side. It's got to go all the way out so I can get this control arm out. Okay, so I got to put this thing back together. I got to push the Trans Am out because I got to have it on that 2-post. Setbacks. They are lots of the setbacks in this business, but it is what it is. I thought I'd be able to get it out, but I mean, I got this one out. And I put it back in now. Put the ball joint back in. Put the wheel back on. Luckily, it's not a whole bunch of work, but it's, I mean, it's, you know, it's an hour setback just to move this truck 20 feet that way. All right, so I put put it all back together, put the wheel on it, I lowered it down and got the suspension, got the jacks off the suspension and put it onto the frame. I don't know what I was thinking. That's what I should have done from the beginning, but it is what it is. We'll move on. I had to take the bolts out of the bottom of the shock, loosen them at the top to get this thing pulled back where I can now get the bolt out. So it'll come out. I just got to move that bracket. I need two hands, so I'm not going to hold this camera while I do that. All right, so you slide that bracket back. Should be able to get the bolt out. Oh, yeah. And let me get that out, and we'll get this wore out ball joint out of there. Oh, nothing like a bunch of extra work. All right, got the local parts guys to send me some upper control arms. I have to tap them in. I saw those pockets when I pulled that old one out. I saw it fold in. It's going a lot smoother now. I'll just put that over there. All right, go ahead and position our shock back into place. start it, but I didn't. That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Captain? Oh, man. Just putting them back where it looks like they were originally. Tighten them down because he's going to take this thing, get tires and align it. Got the ball joint tight. I get my cables, tighten my top strut bolts back up. And the strut mount, I already got the bottom one tight. And that's it. If you're trying this at home, it's doable. You can do it. Just don't have your jack stands under the control arm because it won't drop far enough. And you've got to be able to loosen your top bolts and your shock strut assembly and the bottoms, and then you can slide it out enough to get that bolt out, because this bolt hits that coil spring and you'll never get it out. without being able to do all that. And it was my fault by not lifting the vehicle by the frame. I lifted it by the suspension to do suspension work. That's just a stupid move. But it is what it is. Maybe I'll remember next time. I've probably only done that 40,000 times in my 30-year career. So if you got anything out of this, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. If you're new, hit that subscribe button down there in the corner of the screen. If you're not new, you're coming back for a second go around or multiple videos you've watched, I appreciate you watching. I really do. Hit that like button, please, and leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. We will be getting more content out. We try to drop 2 or 3 videos a week. So stick around. We've got tons of automotive content, and if you like smoking barbecue meat and stuff like that, we do a lot of that too. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.